Hey guys and girls, I am here today with Emil Juresic from NGU, and we are going to be having a conversation about what makes Emil do Emil. Mate, what a great way to spend a Friday afternoon listening to the story. You know what I like, Emil? I like people that have got bright futures generally have had dark pasts.
Mine is dark.
Right? Yours is dark. The reason why you're smashing it now is that you've had an empty wallet, a hungry stomach, and some broken dreams. You are probably at the moment the only person in the real estate industry that is doing what Gary Vaynerchuk has said, which is being a content creator on a daily basis.
You have to be consistent with anything you do.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's video creations or whatever.
And what do you think, Emil? Your end product will be 5-minute videos each day?
The thing is, there's no really time as long as they're interesting. I mean, our interview can go for 1 minute. It can go for 2 hours if it's interesting and you'll keep watching it. I mean, how many times did I watch Godfather? 3 hours. And I can watch it 300 times over and over again. But there are movies that are 1 hour too long.
Yeah.
So as long as the content is interesting, but realistically, 1 to 2 minutes. Now the good thing is about Instagram, there's a massive shift that is going kind of between Instagram and Facebook. Instagram is more, the way I see it anyway, instant. And the issue that we had with Instagram before, you couldn't really have videos longer than 1 minute.
Yeah.
Now with Instagram TV that just started a couple of days ago, you can have videos that are almost unlimited time. And Gary V is perfect example. He's all over it as well.
Your brand's everything, isn't it? Brand, like work on the brand.
Well, two things. There's 2 brands, and I truly believe most important brands for any real estate operator or real estate business owner, the most important brand is agents within the business. I said this many times. Our focus is promoting real estate agents, but many companies are focused on promoting themselves. I mean, look, if you really focus on letting your agents build their own brand, which is their name, you're automatically promoting your business anyway, because above their heads there's the name of your company anyway.
Yeah.
So our entire philosophy is, who gives a shit about NGU or any other brand? Because people don't buy NGU. You didn't buy NGU. You wanted to speak to me, and I wanted to speak with Tom Panos, not your company. I like Tom Panos as an individual.
Yeah.
Because I connected with you, and I felt your energy. I felt your positive vibe, and I wanted to have people like that in my life. So entire focus that we are having is focus on creating agents and then becoming their own brand, and then your business will boom. A lot of people focus on a problem. I focus on solution. Simple as that.
Well, I think that's a very good point, Emil. I mean, I always say to people, you're either participating in the problem or you're participating in the solution. And I remember this is about 2 months ago, Emil. It's pouring down rain. I'm with a guy, the car stalled. We get out, and he spent 5 minutes opening up. Where's a fucking carburetor? Where's this, and that? Rain's coming down. I just said to him, we're being poured for 5-6 minutes. I said, listen. He goes, I just can't work out what's causing it. I said, listen, what's causing it is not as important as what we're going to do to solve this.
So he was not mechanic trying to fix a car.
Correct. What's the solution here? He said, ring up the NRMA. I said, that's the solution. The NRMA which is the equivalent in Queensland. What is
RSCQ.
RSCQ, is it?
Yeah.
Come out, the guy comes out, half an hour later, doof, fix it, we're gone. So the bottom line is, I think people in business got to understand there's a different level of thinking in the problem and a different level of thinking in the solution. You can't create a solution with the thinking that you've got when the problem is there. And it's a very good point, because I notice in real estate a lot of the times, Emil, what actually happens is that you get smashed with something. And what actually happens is the average person gets punched in the face and disappears off the face of the earth for 4 weeks. Whereas a successful person, which is what you've shown, is you said, okay, this is not great, but what can I do about it?
I mean, look, I lost everything once, I failed. What should I do? Hang myself? For crying out loud, we all have only one fucking life. I mean, I'm not gonna repeat what many successful business people say or successful coaches, but the reality is we only have one life and we're gonna die. There's just no other way.
No one has not died.
Even dinosaurs, right?
Yeah.
So the reality is, one day we're gonna be 89 years old.
Yeah.
When I'm 80 years
If you're
old,
lucky, because there's some, I mean, a lot of people won't get there.
if we get there,
Yeah.
if you're 80 years old, and I always think to myself, there will be people that are sitting on some bench in a park and they're gonna ask themselves, shit, where did my life go?
Yeah.
I don't wanna be those people. I wanna say, you know what? I was loved. I made mistakes. I got up and I kept going again. I made successful career, but you know what? I made the best person of me. I gave the best version. I gave it all. I lived life on my terms.
Yeah.
Even when I failed, I lifted myself back up and kept going again, which is 100 million odds are against you. You only have one life, buddy.
I think when you reverse, Emil, when you reverse engineer your life,
Yes.
right, which is a very good thing, it's a bit scientific.
Yes.
But when you reverse engineer your life and you start from the end and work backwards and say, hang on a second, let's assume I'm 80 years of age and I'm at that park bench that you talked about and you're doing a bit of reflecting. What you're going to be doing as you're sitting on that bench is you're going to start saying, shit, I didn't do that. I didn't do this. I bullshitted about all of that. That was all a bloody lie and it didn't make me happy. What actually happens is the truth comes out in your last minute.
When it's too late.
It's too late. It's too late. So the good news is, maybe this is a wake-up call because you might have 25 years before you get to the park bench, and today you can make a choice.
And we all can.
100%. Well, if you're watching this video, chances are you can, because you're not in a country right now that is so bad that you don't actually have options, right?
But the chances how many people gonna make changes are little.
Why?
Okay. A lot of people get motivated for 1 minute. I mean, look, there's a big number of successful real estate operators and successful real estate agents. And when young individuals or new people that are coming to the business, when they see them, you know, they have nice suits, they drive nice cars and have nice homes, and think, oh my God, you know, why is this? It's beautiful, it's fantastic. What they don't see behind it, how much of hard work they put in there to actually get to that point. People don't see that journey. People just see end result.
Yeah.
The journey is, you know what, 2 years ago when I decided I want to get into real estate, I used to deliver even flyers myself. I used to work for 8 hours. Now people see me drive a, you know, nice car and they think to themselves, oh, he's a lucky fuck. I'm not a lucky fuck. I worked my fucking ass off. So you did too, and many successful people, but people are not prepared to give it all. Everybody wants to make money today. Everybody wants to make money today. Everybody wants to have a Maserati in overnight or Porsche. Everybody wants to have expensive suits. They all want to have it today, but nobody wants to work for it. Nobody wants to go through the journey to get to that point.
Well, Emil, here's the way I look at it is this. You're going to suffer. That's the deal. The question you've got to decide is, are you going to suffer short term or are you going to suffer long term? Short term suffering is that you will pay a price now, and that potentially will mean is that you won't be sitting on the park bench at 80 wearing Lowe's jumpers and Dunlop Volley shoes, pissed off with everything, because at some point in your life you paid a price of discipline. Long-term suffering is the person that is not prepared to pay short-term suffering, but their whole life they suffer silently because
Fear.
Fear is so, Emil, to me, fear and greed are interesting drivers. You know, fear and like I find that. And sometimes it's, believe it or not, it's actually fear of success. There's a group of people that actually think to themselves, I'm not saying you definitely don't suffer that, but there's a group of people that have had average upbringings, hard upbringings, and they think to themselves, I'm not worthy of that. I don't deserve that. They actually think to themselves, they think, listen, my parents, they worked at a factory. They earned $50,000 working 50 hours a week in a factory. I don't deserve that. I'm not worthy of it, right? And that is fear of success. That is fear of, and people sabotage their success. But greed's another interesting one, because I reckon. So, Emil, what's your views on greed? Do you think greed is a driver? Do you think greed can be a sabotager? What do you think of greed?
I believe.
What did Gecko said in the movie Wall Street? Greed is good.
That's why he failed. Greed, everything in life needs to be balanced. Greed can be fantastic motivator, but can be also recipe for fucking disaster. I'm not sure if I should be saying F word, but I kind of feel comfortable with you because you say it all the time. So I can blame this one on you.
Listen, it's not great to swear.
Yes.
But you know what? What's even worse is to be politically correct
100%.
and morally screwed. So at the end of the day, if you've got a choice of using the F word and doing the right thing by people, that is better. I'm not saying do it, but what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, do what you're going to do, because if that's who you are, that's who you are.
100%. Look, greed, when it comes to bringing best out of yourself, it's fantastic because you're pushing yourself to be greedy, to go further and to go to another level. But greed, not to appreciate things that you have today and to see the reality of life, is bad. So everything needs to be balanced. That's my view.
You got a balanced life?
Yes, 100%. And my balanced life is this. I work from 6 till I pass the fuck out every day. And it's balanced because that's what I want out of my life. Some people like to go to New Zealand on a holiday for 5 days a month. Fantastic. If that brings joy in your life, keep doing it. My balance is I'm bringing best out of myself and I'm enjoying my journey. I don't do anything because I have to. I don't have to sell real estate, but I had a vision, and for me to go towards my vision, I needed to take certain steps to get there. I wouldn't change my life in any way possible. That's my balance.
For me, Emil, you strike me as someone, and I know that because when I've spoken to you, I know there's a chance that I text you or call you 6:30 in the morning. I get a response within a couple of minutes. I know that you're a sort of person that you're not the fireman. And what I mean by the fireman is the person that does the shift at work, goes home, takes the uniform off, turns his phone off. I don't want to know anything. I'm done.
I do the shift. It's just 24 hours a day.
But you get, from the sounds of it, you don't need. I said, are you balanced? You go, yeah, I'm very balanced, because by the sounds of it, you don't need to go to India at a temple to find yourself, to rejuvenate, to recuperate, because you actually get meaning out of your work. You get enjoyment out of your work. Your work actually is something that defines you, and you feel like you contribute out of work. So that's the reason why you think you've got balance.
Two things. People need to realize there's only one life, and they also need to realize they need to learn what makes them happy, and go do that. Now, if somebody's cleaning the street here, that person could be making $45,000 a year. He could be 5 times happier than some billionaires.
Absolutely.
If that makes him happy, if he's singing, if he's just free, if he's loving it, buddy, never do what I do, what Tom does.
Absolutely.
You'll be a miserable fuck.
Absolutely.
You do what makes you happy. People just need to learn what completes them, what makes them happy, and then give it all.
Absolutely.
And me, I love creating best of me. I love creating something from nothing. I mean, NG Real Estate, we don't have 1,000 offices, but people are watching us and we're doing something right. And I love I love creating things. I love working with smarter people than I am every day, which is people that are working within my offices.
As we come towards this end of this interview, you are one of the first people I know that has doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down, gone all in on video. You've got 3-4 videographers that work in the business, is it?
I always got anywhere between 4 to 7 minimum.
4 to 7
Within our
videographers.
business.
And what you're doing in many ways is Gary Vaynerchuk, when I went and saw him last year in New York and filmed him, he said to me, mate, what you got to do is give people a backstage view of what you're all about, right?
Correct.
This is the way people are going to have a connection with you.
Correct.
And they're going to win you before you actually do business with them, because they're going to say, I'm sold. There's no more blind dates in business. You're doing it now and you're documenting your thoughts. This thing about, like video, can I ask you, is it stressful having videographers like following you around?
Is it stressful? Well, the gentleman behind you lost half of his cameras today while he was listening to music on his headphones, so that's stressful. I mean, look, end of the day, what's important that you surround yourself with people that you enjoy working with. People that are working with me, I personally interview a lot of people as well myself, and I get people that I can also relate to, that I can laugh to, that I can joke with them, and also for them to tell me what to do sometimes as well, because I'm not a videographer, I'm not a director.
Yeah.
Tell me, control me, so it's definitely not stressful. I find right people that complement my character.
Okay, so what you're saying is, when you like the people that you work with, it's going to energize you anyway. So that's a critical thing. Emil, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. So we've had a bit of a view of Emil, but we've also had a view of your model. We've had a view of what you're doing to create separation. We've had a view of the way that you're thinking. And we've had a view of what I believe is the most important thing in 2018 is that if you don't like change, you're going to even less like extinction, because I think the consumers no longer care about what you like and don't like. The consumers don't care about the way that you think. The consumers think their own way, and what you've got to do is follow the consumer, not the other way around.
He's the one that pays you, or she.
100%. Thank you so much, Emil.
Thank you.